was nearly 30 years ago, during the Christmas season of 1994, when Sony entered the gaming console industry with its introduction of the PlayStation. The new Sony console was part of the fifth generation of video game consoles. At the time, it was competing against the Sega Saturn and the Nintendo 64. Ironically, the PlayStation was originally developed by Sony for Nintendo. However, for some strange reason, Nintendo chose not to pursue its partnership with Sony, which in turn caused Sony to launch the PlayStation on its own. It was a colossal and costly mistake for Nintendo. Indeed, in a short time, the PlayStation became a phenomenal success. So much so that it was the first video game console to sell over 100 million units in less than 10 years. Among its greatest classics, you will find Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, Gran Turismo 2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Tomb Raider, and a number of Crash games. Due to the PlayStation's success, a number of emulators have been developed over the years. One of the most recent PS1 emulators, DuckStation, stormed into the emulation scene in 2020. Within a few short months, it has won over many emulation fans due to its incredible speed, upscaling features, ease of use, and low system requirements. In this tutorial, I will show you how to set up DuckStation within Batocera with all of its advanced features. Let's do it. Greetings everyone and welcome to Batocera Nation. So by popular demand, today we're going to be setting up DuckStation within Batocera. So first thing is first, let's go ahead and see what does the wiki page of Batocera tell us about PlayStation 1. So let's go ahead and scroll down to PlayStation 1 and it turns out nothing there. So we got to find out what kind of files does DuckStation need so we could play the games. So let's go ahead and load up Batocera to find out what kind of file it needs. Okay, so we're in Batocera. Let me first share with you the computer I'm using for our tutorial. You can see there I'm using the 11th generation i7 Intel chip, okay? This is running off the ASRock NUC computer. All right. Now, let's go ahead and press F1. Let's go into ROMs folder. Let's go into this folder right here. That's where you store the ROMs for the PlayStation 1. And let's go here. Okay, so according to this file, it says the file extension that will accept are the following right here. Okay, including this one, the PBP or the PlayStation eBoots. Okay, but let's verify that. Let's go ahead and quit. Let's go into Applications. Let's go into DuckStation. All right, let's go into Start Disk and click on this. And this tells me all the files that will accept. You can see there it is not accepting the PlayStation eBoots, okay, the PBP. So let's go ahead and compare that with the latest Windows version of DuckStation. Okay, so we're back in Windows. Let's go ahead and load up the latest version of DuckStation within Windows. And it's going to Start Disk. Let's go and click over here. And you can see there all the files that it can read in the current version. And you can see there that it's able now to read PlayStation eBoot files. Okay, turns out a lot of people have PlayStation files in this format. Unfortunately, in Batocera version 30, it cannot read those files. It can read any of these other files, but not the eBots. Okay, so if you have a whole bunch of these, you might consider maybe converting them into a different format that can be read by the DuckStation. For example, there's this app right here, this one right here, that will convert it from the PlayStation eBots, right? And you go into Extract, and let's go here. Let's go ahead and call it same form. I'm going to show you what happens. Okay, do that. Let it do its thing. Okay, close this out. Let's go back over here. And there it is. Okay, you can see here it's much bigger compared to the PlayStation eBox. Okay, I don't think it's worth going through all that trouble trying to convert it to a format that can be read by DuckStation within Batocera 30. So my suggestion, I highly recommend this, that if you have a whole bunch of these, it may not be wise to use DuckStation for the time being. Wait until Batocera version 31, because I'm pretty sure by then it'll have an updated version of DuckStation, and you'll be able to use these files and play with these files within DuckStation within Batocera version 31. Okay. Now then, let's assume you've got no files at all. You want to find some files, okay? You want to start from scratch. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to a trusted website, Internet Archive, to find out some PlayStation games you can find. So if you type this, you're going to hit a whole bunch of hits, right? And in fact, let's go ahead and click on the very first one you see. And it's this guy here. Going to show all. And you can see that, sure enough, a lot of them tend to be those PlayStation eBot files, okay? Which again, it's not going to work currently within Batocera. So, among all these files here, I went through them all, and it turns out this guy here, Retro Gaming Champion, he's got a whole bunch of different systems. I mean, this guy has done a lot of work in getting all these ROMs up and running, okay? So, I'm going to provide this link right here. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. And when I scroll down, I come across these. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. These are single disc games. We have here number 1 from 1 through G, number 2, H through P, and number 3, Q through Z. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on the very first one. This is the first one right here. And, you know, you can see that it's quite extensive, okay? For example, look at Crash, the very first one. You can see there it has the CD format, okay? This can be read by the DuckStation that's found in Batocera version 30, okay? So therefore, if you have no files at all from PlayStation games, you can go ahead and start downloading these from this collections, okay, from these collections right here, okay? Okay, so I've got some files already ready to go for Batocera. I've got image files. I've got this one right here. And it's got 3 track here, and I deliberately picked on these. It's got 2 track right here, and this one right here, single track, okay? If you have ISOs, those will work as well. All right, so go ahead and copy all those and put them into a portable hard drive, and then we'll load up Batocera, and then we can copy and paste stuff, right? So I'll see you in a bit in Batocera. Okay, so I'm back in Batocera. Let's go ahead and press F1 on a keyboard. Okay, let's go into my portable hard drive, which is this one. I'll go into my ROMs folder. I'll go to my PlayStation folder. I'm going to go ahead and select this all and copy. Go into my ROMs folder in Batocera, click on this one, and go ahead and paste it there. Okay, everything has been copied. Let's go ahead and get out of this. Close Windows and press Start. Go into Game Settings, Update Games List, and PlayStation should be there. It is. Okay, so there are all the games. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and scrape everything. This shouldn't take that long, it's only a few games. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. 3D, 2D here. Make sure videos are selected. Okay, and scrape now. All right, start. Okay, I'll fast forward this section right here. Okay, so we are done. Let's go ahead and back out of this. Then let's go ahead and press Start, Game Settings, Update Games List, and everything has been scraped properly. All right. Just go ahead and press select or the back button on your gamepad. Choose Advanced System Options. Go into Emulator. And you can see there are two versions of DuckStation. There's a standalone version, and then there's the libretto version. Later on, I'm going to show you a little experiment with the game Tekken 3 to show you which version I think is better among the two. Now, again, if you have a whole bunch of those PBP or PlayStation eBots, I highly recommend this version for your PlayStation games. Okay, until Batocera version 31 comes on, then you can use DuckStation. All right, let's proceed now with libretto DuckStation version. All right, we're going to leave everything in default for the time being. All right. All right, let's go ahead and try it out. Make sure it works. Okay, so we got out of that. Let's go ahead and spruce up the graphics. So press select or the back button, go back into advanced system options. All right, so let's go ahead and go to Vulkan, video resolution. Right, here's where we really can spruce it up, right? So let's try 1080p. Let's go ahead and choose 2. All right. Let's that should do it for the time being. All right. Let's go ahead and try it out. See how it looks. All right, you can see that it looks so much better. So again, go back to Advanced System Options. Depending upon your system, you can really jack this up, right? You take it away to 9x. I think on this iCore i7 11th generation, I think it can play all the way to 8x. So again, it all depends upon what kind of system you have, all right? For the time being, we'll leave it there. All right. Okay, so now let's try the other version. Go into Advanced System Options. Go into DuckStation. And we're going to just leave it at default settings. You can see that with a standalone version, it gets rid of the bezels, all right? And you don't have to do anything at all. It does it automatically for you, but you still can mess around with this, right? Make sure you pick Vulkan, for example. Here again, you can take this all the way to 10x if you want to, all right? Actually, I'm kind of curious to see if it will play with 10x. All right, and it can. All right, let's try some of the other ones. Let's try this one. So I get an error message here. Okay, I'm going to hit enter on my keyboard to get out of that error message. So let's go find out why we have the error message. We're going to press F1. Let's go into the ROMs. Let's go into that. Let's get a better view of these folders here. All right. So this one gave me an error message, and this is the reason why. It's got these two tracks in this one, okay? And I also know that this one also has the same problem. It's got 3 tracks here, okay? So if you have some games with different tracks, this is the way to fix it. Click on this one. Go ahead to rename. Hit Control-C to copy it. Cancel it. Go into right-click, create new, empty file. Okay. Go ahead and Control-Paste. And then the extension must be M3U. All right. And then we can get rid of this. Otherwise, you have a duplicate. So let's go ahead and move this to trash. All right. Now, go ahead and select this one. Go ahead and rename. Once again, we're just trying to copy the whole thing. All right. Select everything. Control-C to copy. Cancel. Go into this folder, this file, and then paste it. Hit enter. Paste it again for the second track. Change it to 2 for the second track. Okay. And then leave an empty space. Right, an empty line. Okay, and then go ahead and save it. Exit or quit. All right. So now I should read it properly. Let's go ahead and fix the other one as well. Tekken 3. All right. So same thing. Go ahead. Like pretend you're going to rename it. Control-C to copy. Cancel. Right click on it and then create a new file. Control-V, paste it, and then extension M3U. All right. Go ahead and delete this one. Move to trash. All right. Go ahead and select it again. Rename. Select the whole thing. Control-C to copy. Cancel. Go into this one. Double click on it. Go ahead and paste it. Paste it. Paste it 3 times. We've got 3 different tracks. Change that to 2 and 3. And then go ahead and leave an empty line there. All right. And then save it. Now this one should also work as well. Let's go ahead and go into close Windows. All right, let's go ahead and press Start, Game Settings, Update Games List. We're going to have to rescrape that one and that one. Press Start, scrape, and just go ahead and scrape now. Only thing that's missing. All right. Press Start, Game Settings, Update Games List. All right. Now it's there again. And it's there. All right. Now, if we try it should work. You can see it's loading up. No problem. Okay, so it loaded up. Try check in 3.
Round 1. Fight!
All right, you can see it loaded up, looks really nice and fancy. Now, let's compare that with the other version of DuckStation. Let's go into the libretto version, okay? And we have this to 5x, okay? I want to show you something. It doesn't look as good. Watch.
Round 1. Fight!
Notice that right there, that jagged edges. You get a jagged edges, you get a bunch of gibberish on the screen. So let's go back into back or select advanced system options. So I've been experimenting with this, and I noticed that if I hit 720p, it looks good. Watch.
Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight!
Alright, you can see that it looks better. Okay, so I noticed if I choose 4x or 5x or even 6x, it doesn't look good. Let me show you 6x. Alright.
Round 1. Fight!
So you saw those jagged edges. Now, if I choose 7x, it looks better. Watch.
Round 1. Fight!
You can see there, it looks much better. Alright, so the reason why I went through that experiment was to show you that between the standalone version and the libretto version, I think that the standalone version is much better. Let me go ahead and show you 10x, right? Same game. And by the way, press L3 in your Xbox 360 controller in case you're using this to start the game.
Round 1, fight! You win. Round 2, fight!
Alright, you can see that. It just looks so much better. So, I highly recommend, again, just using the standalone version of DuckStation. Alright? Okay, so let me go ahead and show you this game, popular game, 10x standalone version of DuckStation. Alright, so that is a wrap. If you found this video useful, please go ahead and like it. That will help me out with the YouTube algorithms. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and consider subscribing. I've got a lot more tutorials and videos coming up. In fact, my next video will be 3DS, or the Citra emulator for Batocera. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Batocera Nation. Bye.